Hi, it's Heather from Dollar Store Crafts, and it's the beginning of July, and today I wanted to go on a little garden walk and show you what is blooming in my garden. My garden is in Portland, Oregon, and it's about zone 9A, and it is a partially sunny, partially shady yard. Let's see what's blooming. First up, we have 3 hydrangea bushes. This is the biggest of them. You can see these really deep indigo, purpley blue blossoms. They're really pretty, contrasting with the spring green foliage. It looks like we did let the foliage kind of get burned, sunburned earlier in the season, so that doesn't go away. One interesting thing is that these guys, there's a few purpley, like darker purple or more pinky purple blooms on there too. So that's interesting, I think. So this is the big hydrangea bush. If you're gonna plant hydrangeas, just know they need a lot of water until they get established, and it is better to buy a larger pot if you can afford it, because they get established a lot quicker. This one I believe was a gallon, or it's like a 3-year-old, 2 or 3-year-old plant when we bought it, and it's taken off a lot quicker and it takes a lot less maintenance now. This is a smaller hydrangea. It's called an endless summer, and it has these cool butterfly-like blossoms. It's doing pretty well, and it is in bloom. And we just got this little thistle-y looking plant. It is an eryngium, and we're going to plant it near this blue hydrangea because it has these slightly blue thistle-y plants, or flowers. So that has not been planted yet. That's a new one. And then I showed you this one the other day, my sad dark leaf pink hydrangea, but it does have pretty blooms, even though the foliage is sad and it's kind of spindly looking, but it is in bloom. The escallonia is a bush with some pink blossoms. We just have a few blossoms on ours because I think we need to fertilize for flowers on this bush, but it is in season for the pink blossoms. Oh, I just spotted these 3 clematis blossoms. They're at the top of the vine. I'm trying to get this thing to vine up our fence, but it's been pretty weird. So it does have a few blooms right at the top. I think I might plant a second clematis next to it to fill in this gap, maybe. We'll see. That's a long-term plan. So that's got a few flowers there. I planted this lemon-scented geranium last year, and it is very happy. It came back because we have a pretty temperate climate here in Portland. And look how cute it is. I planted this at the same time that I planted this orange-scented geranium, and let me show you how big it is. It's a huge bush. So I don't know why this thing's so happy, but it is. And it has a really beautiful smelling leaves that smell like orange. It's really good. So I don't know what it is, but we got baby geranium and big geranium, both in bloom. This is a cilantro. We planted it and then we just let it bolt. And I like letting some plants bolt because I want to collect seeds, and also I like to see what their whole life cycle looks like. And cilantro is like $1 at the grocery store, so it's kind of like more valuable to me as a plant than just as a seasoning for my food. So this is how pretty cilantro is when it's in season. I believe once it has seeds, it'll be like coriander seeds. Also in bloom are the nasturtiums. This year we did better on nasturtiums than last year. That was kind of discouraging, but this year we planted these over in main section of the garden, and they are doing a lot better. Got some really pretty colors of blossoms, some pretty variegated leaves. You can eat the leaves and the flowers on those if you want to. A lot of people plant them as a trap crop, which means they're there to entice the insects away from some of your other crops that you want to harvest, like zucchini. You saw the cilantro that bolted. We also let this arugula bolt. It's kind of past its prime, but it is still blooming. And you can eat these blossoms. You can eat the blossoms, and then also when the arugula bolts, it has seed pods that look like tiny peas, and they actually taste kind of good. They taste like slightly spicy, like a peppercini. So this section of the garden, the bolted arugula, I'm gonna hopefully harvest the seeds for next time. And then speaking of bolting and sort of blooming, this is a lettuce, and it is starting to bloom, and it is like 3 feet tall. It's crazy. Again, I like to see some of these plants bolt because I just think it's so interesting to see the full plant life cycle that we don't get to see when we just buy something at the grocery store. This is a pretty blossom, and I think it's called a vine maple. It's a very spindly plant that looks kind of like maple leaves. It has some volunteers coming up over here, and it is actually a champ. It has a few blooms a week, and it's really cute. So I wasn't sure about it, but I do like it now. More bolted plants. This is a curry plant, and it's not actually curry leaves. It's just called a curry plant. It smells like curry. The leaves smell like curry when you smell them. And it has pretty flowers on it, and I'm hoping to collect seeds for that for fun. And then I also have, this is called a salad burnet. It's an herb, and it has already flowered, and I've collected seeds from it already. So I'm gonna replant some of those. And then this is a variegated sage. It's also kind of like mixed with the blueberry, but it's got some flowers on it too. And these ones never really look that great in my garden, the variegated sage. This is a really cool plant. It's a St. John's wort. It has these beautiful yellow blossoms. They only last a couple days, and then they turn into these really pretty red berries. It's got this vivid green foliage and red stems. It's a really cool plant, and this one I bought for $5 on sale last fall, and it is huge now. It's like 4 feet tall. I saw someone in Portland use this as kind of a hedge in front of their yard, so I'm definitely going to either divide this or look for more sale ones this fall. I showed you this the other day, but it is my bronze fennel. It's kind of lit up in the sun, so it might be kind of blown out for you, but there's a bee on it, so I want to take a picture of the bee while it's there. But this one I'm going to collect more seeds for and probably share them with people in my community or the seed library or something like that. But I don't really care about eating the fennel. I like to eat the fronds, actually. The fronds taste good. They're like a light, sweet licorice flavor if you like black licorice. And but I don't care about harvesting it right now. And then chamomile, it's kind of sparse right now, but it is a little bit, blooming a little bit. And these are little, when these little ends of the flowers dry, I will be collecting these for seeds. Oh, that one's already doing it. So I can reseed this way, just pinch them and let them go, or I can collect them and put them in other sections of my garden. This is I think Spanish lavender. This one's been here for years, since COVID, so like 6 years. So it's big. You can see how big it is now. It was a topiary, but now it's kind of like a big weird bush, but it has some flowers on it. And of course it smells good. And then behind the boat, I have some Achillea or yarrow. And it is, I got a red one. We planted it in a different section of our yard, and it was like super sad. So we moved it. It's kind of recovering now, but it does look like it's going to come back. And this will reseed itself once these flowers turn into seeds. And then we have another yarrow back here. And then rue, which isn't really blooming anymore. Got lots of blooms on my zucchini. A lot of these are male blossoms, most of them actually. So you can see this bloom is just attached to a skinny stem. That's a male bloom, and then the female blooms have what looks like a little zucchini on the end, like a unripe zucchini. Now some of these, the ones I can show you, have already been fertilized, I think, but that's kind of what the female looks like. And then that flower will open, and then hopefully it will get turned into a zucchini. Just a little zucchini right there. The light's kind of harsh right now, but this is a bean. It's a purple bean and it has purple flowers. Here's the little beans before they turn color, but it's cool because this bean has a purple flower, and then next to it we have a yellow bean of the same variety but just a different color, and it has like whitish, yellowish flowers. Also flowering in this section is cucumber. Got a couple more varieties of lavender this year. So this is a French lavender. It's got a couple flowers on it. And then over here is an English lavender. This is a little ground cover yarrow, and it's so cute. It has these tiny brass buttons, it's called. And then I love it because sorry, the light's harsh, but it's actually spreading onto this mossy section of the rocks, the rock edging of this bed. So I really like that one, and I have collected seeds from these flowers once they turn brown also, and I spread them around this area, so hopefully that'll help it spread. Oh look, here's a spider. I don't know if you can see him. Spider. And then it's evening, so these are not open, but I have this oxalis, or kind of clover, that has a lot of flowers on it right now. I have a few different kinds of oxalis. I'm hoping they will survive the winter. I have a big woodland sorrel oxalis here that has survived for a year, so hopefully these other ones will too. I forgot this one. It's another hydrangea, an oak leaf hydrangea, and this one has been here for 2 years, and it finally has 2 blossoms on it this year. Last year it only had 1, and we kind of had to baby it for the first 2 years, but it's been pretty robust this year. It's looking pretty happy, and I believe these are native to Oregon, or maybe just North America. And then we have borage. Borage is, I'll have to study it a little bit more. Roger planted it, my partner, but it is supposed to attract pollinators, which you can see it is got a couple of bees on it right now. And then I believe you can cut it down and use it kind of as a ground cover that enriches your soil. So I'm going to research it a little more, and I'll let you know about it when I find out. But borage is in bloom, and it has really pretty flowers. Let's see if I can get one. Kind of like facing away from the camera, but it's a really pretty blue. Well, that's it for now. That's what's in bloom right now. Maybe I'll take you around later in the summer if there's other things that come in bloom. But for now, that's what's blooming in my garden in July in Portland, Oregon. I hope you enjoyed it. Join me again and let me know if there's anything you want to see in my garden.